Yo. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I drop you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So, if you're on your way to work, at work, you don't feel like being, as you so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap. Or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in a mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, there is a message. Before I actually get into the message, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. Let it be known in the comment section. You know, I've had people ask me, they hit me up at Real Kens TV, Yahoo, Real Kens TV at Yahoo, and they ask me questions. And sometimes I come back and answer those questions in a form of video. Kens, I've often heard inmates talk about there's some good people in prison. Have you ever, met someone in prison and you all became very cool? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I've met people. Some of my better friends to this day, I met in the joint, in the Jake. You know what I mean? Had to roll the window down. It's kind of, hot out shit. But absolutely, see, just because you're in prison doesn't mean that you're necessarily a bad person. You got dudes in prison that probably shouldn't be there. You got dudes in prison that should be there. You got dudes in prison that, at the time, maybe they were gone off drugs or, inebriated or whatever the case may be, and they weren't thinking clearly, which doesn't negate the fact of what they've actually done. You must pay the ultimate price. The ultimate price being freedom, besides your own life. But yeah, there's a situation that I can share with you all, respectfully. You got a dude named Earth. They really call him To the Earth. But nobody wants, hey, To the Earth. So you just, Earth, what up, Earth? Earth was a black dude, dark-skinned dude. Had like a little baby fro. He always wore a baby fro, and he had like the curly hair. It wasn't like really, really curly, but because he kept it so short. I'm sure if it grew out, it would, become very curly. But I'm trying to paint a picture so you all would know exactly what I'm speaking of. Dark-skinned dude. I know he weighed about, he wasn't really that big, but he wasn't small either. I want to say he was about 215, 210. He had been in a weight pal, but he was just a naturally a big dude. See, there's a difference. Like, sometimes you can lift weights and you get size on you, but your bone structure is not necessarily, you don't have, you're not naturally a large size, man. This individual, he already was a nice size. He had nice jeans or whatever, double pause, prior to lifting weights. So once he became incarcerated and he got to lifting weights, he really became, nice sized dude. Like I said, he's about 210, 215, somewhere right around in that range. Wasn't very tall. He was 5'11". But think about it. Who's not 5'11"? Y'all jump in the comment section and let me know if you 5'11". Now, he got the name of Earth, To the Earth, because on the streets, ever since a child, man, he was known for using his hands. He was known for fighting. But it got to the point to where nobody could really see him with the hands. So anytime he got into it with somebody, he really wouldn't even use his hands unless absolutely necessary. He just going to take you to the earth. To the earth is the ground. He going to go up on you, go up under you. Like I said, he's 5'11". So a lot of times he's fighting bigger dudes that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". So he has that leverage. He's going to go up under them, pick them up, slam them on the ground, and they call it To the Earth. To the Earth. And he had a reputation of nobody ever really wanted to fight him after that. After so many, times of seeing him slam big dudes to the earth, that's what they started calling him, To the Earth. He didn't make up that name. Other people. That's how street names typically evolve. To the earth. To the earth. What up, my dog? Like I said, that's a long name. So, you know, penitentiary. Hey, what up, Earth? So he's in the joint. They got him in a cell with an individual. Now, typically, the way that Kentucky prisons work, a lot of the prisons here, they're open cells. Well, they're open dorms, rather, just like a army barracks. You might have 50, 60, 70 people in one unit, in one dorm. And it may be dorm A. And then you have dorm B, and then you have another 50, 60, 70 people. And like I said, it's open, but you do have some penitentiaries that have not individual cells. I believe the only penitentiary is Eddyville, Kentucky State Penitentiary. It's home of Death Row, aka Fleece Johnson, and he's the reason where they got single cells. But other than that, every other prison, you're gonna have a cellie. Like I said, they try to put you in there with somebody that's from your city. They're definitely gonna put you in there with somebody of your own race. Now, if you're a black dude and you want to get in there with a white dude or a Mexican dude or whatever, you have to sign up for that. But just off top, they're gonna put you in the cell with someone of your own race. It's just the way that it works. Prison is a very, very segregated place. Some places like California out here is way, way more segregated than others. You know, out here in California, places like that, to where you can't, like, if you're a black dude or whatever, you can't just really be kicking it with the Mexicans, with the Migos, or with the white dudes or whatever. Now, I've never been there. It's just, you know, what I heard. I watch Big Hurt, Fresh Out Prison series all the time. Shout out to Big Hurt. And he often speaks about the segregation that goes on in California. Well, in Kentucky, it's not really like that. Not even remotely close to being like that. And so, you have these two individuals in a cell, but they're from two totally different states. Two totally different cities. You got Earth. You'll hear me refer to him as To the Earth, and sometimes it may be Earth. So you got Earth, and then he's in a cell with Big D. Triple pause, but that was his name, Big D, man. That don't really sit well with me. But that was his name, Big D, man. Big D was from Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland, man. Akron area, the whole Ohio. Y'all rock with Ohio, man. I often speak about how solid Ohio cats are, man. Big D had ended up catching a case in Kentucky. Got sentenced to prison time. So they in a cell together. I've already given you Earth's, you know, specifications as far as, you know, size, you know, how much he weighs, you know, things of that nature, description. Big D for a reason. Big D's about 6'2", probably 225, chiseled, dark-skinned dude. He had locks, but he had like the real thick locks, to where he had to take probably 4 or 5 of them and combine them together. And them joints is like, so he may only have like 20 locks, but they all big locks. He look like a motherfucking I don't know, Rastafarian or something, you know, all due respect. Big D, man, he was a former NFL player. He used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it's not like he had an extensive run or what have you. He went to college, ended up catching a case in college. So that slowed his, you know, his progress as far as the NBA, scared off a lot of the NFL teams. But back then, the internet wasn't nearly as the way that it is now or whatever. So he still got a shot. He played for Kansas City for maybe about a year and a half. Then I guess it didn't work out, and he never got another opportunity. Then he started to get in trouble once again with the law. Big D always maintained his, you know, he stayed in shape, man. But he was quiet, like he wasn't really quiet, but he wasn't loud, and he didn't use his size to his advantage. Like he was just a laid back dude, man. The two of them just hit it off, you know what I'm saying, as far as being cool or whatever. They got to the point to where, you know, they would work out together. They had a hell of a workout car. These dudes were so cool to where they would allow other individuals, you want to work out, you want to work out with us? Come on. And they would do like workout sessions. Now, when it came to getting serious, like, not to say that that's not serious, but like when it came to their own like individual workout, it's him. When I say him, it's Earth, Big D, and Big George. Them three would work out together all the time. These dudes was gorillas, man. Big George looked like Damon on Friday, just like pretty much D looked. Same complexion, same height. Earth was the shortest one. He's 5'11". And these dudes, man, will walk through the yard, stomping through the yard, man. In the penitentiary, you have to wear all gray. You can wear white shirts, but your shorts got to be gray. Your sweatpants got to be gray. Your sweat top has to be gray. They would walk through the yard. They got these gray shorts on, no shirt, and they all wore like dark sunglasses, man. They working out, man. It's 90 degrees outside, 85 degrees outside. That's why I say, fellas, if your woman's working at a prison or if she wants to work at a prison, be mindful. Be mindful. I'm not looking at any inmates. Man, a man is a man. A man, and if you hear her say something like that, then that's the first red flag. A man is a man. It don't matter if he's in a cage. It don't matter if he's in a dungeon. It don't matter if he's in a ditch. A man is a man. And you got dudes in the penitentiary just walking around looking like action figures, man. Stick to the story, Kens. This is part of the story. Let me do me. If you want to tell your story, and 6-7 minutes and your story is, video's over with, then do you. But let me do me. This is part of the story. Y'all rock with me, man. Respectfully. Dudes on the yard looking like action figures, man. They working out 3-4 times a day, man. You understand that? Dudes is hitting that weight pile. Hitting them, a lot of the prisons now, they've taken away the weights. But guess what? It don't make no difference. Dudes are still doing pull-ups. Dudes are still doing dips. You know what I mean? Dudes are still doing crunches, burpees, Tysons. It doesn't make a difference. You can't take it away. Dudes is walking around the yard, like I said, looking like... So you got the female staff, not just the COs, just staff. They see this. Their eyes work. See these dudes walking through the yard, man. Stomping through the yard, but they ain't bothering nobody. They ain't, but don't run up on them. That's the look. Walking through the yard or whatever. And so, the two individuals that I'm speaking of as far as D, Big D, and To the Earth, like I said, they were cool, man. They all had money. They all had money. Now, don't get me wrong, Earth would go to the chow hall sometimes. He would go to the chow hall on, good days or whatever. When I say good days, when you got your chicken patties, your pizzas, the little rectangular pizzas used to get in elementary, even high school. Your little rectangular pizzas. Spaghetti. Chicken day, before they took chicken out of the penitentiaries in Kentucky. Now, when I say chicken, you still had your chicken patties, but they took like the 3/4 or whatever. They took them out of them Johns. They ain't no more chicken days in Kentucky. Your steak, your burgers. When I say steak, like boneless steak or your meatloaf or your Polish sausage. You had certain days to where dudes would go to the chow hall. But then you got certain individuals, such as Big D. He never really went to the chow hall. When he did, it was to give away his tray, or if he needed like some, let's just say some tartar sauce off of, hey, let me get that tartar sauce. Let me get that. Here, you can have his tray, because he may need tartar sauce for something that he's preparing in his cell. Them dudes live very well in prison, man. Both of them had their own televisions. You got to buy a TV in prison. if you're gonna have one. They both got their CD players, the CL30s. CL30s was them big johns where you got the puffy headphones and you just put them around your neck and you just hear the music. The music is just jumping. You don't even got to keep them in your ears. They got all the shoes. As many pair of shoes. You only supposed to have 2 pair of shoes in prison, but they ain't really tripping on the shoes. They got 4 or 5 different pair of shoes. It's penitentiary rich. All the sweatsuits, so you know, 2 of them hit it off, man. Like I said, when you see one, you see the other. They did about 3-4 year stretch together. Big D ended up getting out first. Hey, my dog, holla at me, man. They exchanged information or whatever. Holla at me for real when you get out. To the Earth probably had like another 10 months, 10 to 12 months. Let's just say another year before he, got out. For real, my dog, holla at me, man. I fools with you. You my mans, man. You my mans in there. Know what I mean? Shout out to DMX. Shout out to New York. Shout out to, the whole East Coast. Know what I mean? Situations occur like that to where when you in prison, man, you really become accustomed. Just think, you've been bitten with a person, man. You've been programmed with a person 3 or 4 years. It ain't got to be no funny, zesty stuff, nothing like that. None of that went on in this particular scenario. It's just you get cool with a person the same way you get cool with a person out here on these streets. Just imagine you with a person pretty much all day long. Now, you're not around each other all day long. You give each other, cell space, which means, okay, I'm gonna go out on the yard for a few hours. You have you some time in the cell by yourself, and vice versa. And you in class, or they. It's not like they were around each other. They got their own little cliques or whatever, their own little sets, crews or whatever. But they were just cool like that. Big D's gone. Damn, my dog. Damn, I miss my dog. To the Earth, that's what he's dealing with. And in prison, man, To the Earth didn't really have too many problems because he already had that reputation. People already knew who he was. Like I said, he was already a nice-ass dude or whatever, and then he got to hitting them weights, man, and blessed with good genes or whatever. Ain't nobody running up on him. Plus, he's 5'11". Who's running up on anybody? It's 5'11", man. Y'all rock with me if you're 5'11". For y'all that's never seen my video, to give you a little insight, the reason I keep mentioning 5'11" is because early on people would be like, Kens, every time you do a video, I notice that when you giving a description of the person, he's always 5'11". Came to the conclusion that the whole world is 5'11". So that's what it is, man. To the Earth, he a couple instances or whatever, had to lay hands on a person. But in prison, once a person sees that you got hands and you're not playing no games, you're not really gonna have no issues. 10 to 12 months passes by. To the Earth gets out. At this point, Big D is really, really on his feet. Like, he went back. He was no secret, man. I'm jumping back in the game. I'm jumping back in the dope game when I get out. There's no secret. There's no... Like I said, he already had money. People were sending him money when he was in prison. I guess that was some of his own money. And then he had people on the street that was supporting him. Jumping back in this dope game, man. And by the time you get out, man, I got you, bro. And you got to realize Cleveland and Lexington is roughly, because I got a lot of family. Well, I got some family in Cleveland. I'm not going to say a lot. But I got a lot. I got a lot of first cousins. And I got family in Cleveland. It's maybe 6 hours away. I haven't been up there in forever. Maybe 6 hours. 6.5, somewhere right around there. Let's just say 6 hours away. 2 of them keep in touch, man. Once Big D got out and got on his feet, he was sending To the Earth money, like on a regular basis, man. His money orders back then. He's blessing him with money orders like it wasn't nothing, man. $100, $100, $100. He was showing his true loyalty. Not to say that made him loyal by sending money, but at the same time, like, man, this is a dude I met in the joint. And he didn't forget about me, man. Just the main thing. When somebody's locked up, a letter, a visit, stuff like that goes a long way, because you in there and you feel as though the whole world forgot about you. D's out doing his thing. Big D. Earth is out. He really ain't trying to jump in the game like that. He's trying to get a job and you know, just fly straight. He got kids. He's trying to, you know, Big D had kids as well, but he's trying to really, really fly straight. Oftentimes, you know, you come out of prison, you got a plan. You got everything written down in your notebook or whatever. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to save my money, and then within 3 months, I'm going to have this, and then within 6 months, I'm going to have that. And it's an old saying, man. You want to make God laugh, want to make God smile, tell him your plans. Things often don't work out in life the way that you have them scripted in your notebook to work out. Doesn't mean that they won't work out. It's just not, oftentimes it's not going to happen the way that you want it to happen. And then the manner as far as how quick you want it to happen. So that's why you see a lot of people not giving any excuses. But that's why you see a lot of people revert back to their old ways. Man, I got out and I tried, man. I tried to get a job. I tried to do this. I tried to, well, how long did you try? Man, 60 days. No. Joyce Meyer once said, man, actually, she said it a couple times. There's no elevator to success. It's only stairs. We all want to take the elevator, especially myself. I hold myself accountable. I'm a 3-time loser, man. Over 11 years served. Kentucky Department of Corrections. Documented. Nothing to brag about. That's not braggadocious, but it's just what it is, man. Kids, why you be stretching your videos out? It's not me stretching my videos out. I'm just talking. I'm trying to relate to people that can relate to me, and the people that can't relate, make them understand where I'm coming from. So I do this for the people that are, you know, the truck drivers, man. That's out there dropping them big loads like Big Steve and them. Shout out to Big Steve wherever you may be in the U.S. The third shift workers. People buffing them floors, the high-speed buffers, the low-speed buffers. You got to know how to work them joints, man, or you'll damage some shit. People working in factories, 12-hour shifts. Working in them hospitals. Whatever you may be doing. If you could put my videos on and listen to 1 or 2 of my videos, and it's like, whoa, I got 3 hours left and I'm just not feeling this. And I put this, and you put this Real Ken's video on, and it motivates you, I'm gonna listen to another one. Then next thing you know, my shift is over with. That's why I make these longer videos. I could easily make 12-minute videos if I wanted to, but I'm for the people. For the people, man. And I'm always keep it real. To the earth is realizing that things out here ain't really going, you know, as planned and as quickly as he wants it to go. So he makes that phone call, which he's already made that phone call. But when I say make that phone call to Big D, what's happening, bro? I'm ready to get in it. I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? I done already been doing my work, my homework or whatever. Now, Big D done been out for, at this point, he got out a whole year before Earth. Earth took about a year before he made that call. So now, Big D is up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. He's up. He's up. But he always remained real. He always kept it real. That's why I said them Ohio dudes, man, is solid, man. No matter where you from in Ohio, man, I've always known them dudes to be solid, man. Even Covington, Kentucky. Shout out to Covington, Kentucky. It's not in Ohio, but it's right across the bridge. Them dudes are solid, man. Earth is jumping back in the game. I'm jumping back in the game. Much cocaine. jumping back in the game. And already kind of scoped out his clientele. Look, bro, I'm going to throw you a bag. I'm going to throw you a nice bag. You don't owe me nothing. I'm going to throw you a nice bag. Only thing is, you got to come up here to Cleveland to get it. I can't drive down there to give it to you. Earth drives up to Cleveland, kicks it. They kick it for a weekend or whatever. Well, for a night, not a whole weekend. Money must be made. Gives him the bag. You don't owe me nothing. This is on me. It's on me, baby. This is on me. It's me. It's me. Think about this. How much now for you all that's in the game or has been in the game or you have some knowledge of the game. Think about that. Somebody throws you 4.5. Somebody throws you 4.5, man. You don't owe me nothing. Get your money. Just on the next one, come see me, and I'm gonna give you a player deal. Now you got to pay for your next one. Obviously, business is business, B. But this first 4.5 is on me. Takes that 4.5. Got to be cautious driving back because you're on that highway 6 hours or whatever. Think about Earth. He didn't get high. Earth barely, he smoked weed, but it's not like he had like a habit. He didn't have to have it. So that whole 4.5 that he got from Big D, it was all gonna be profit. Every last dime was gonna be profit. He broke that shit down. He didn't leave one dime, $1 out there, man. Broke the whole shit down. You look up, he done made, a couple racks off that, man. Takes that, goes back. Hey, bro, I got this. Now dude gives him more. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way that it works. Okay, I got this. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a little bit more room here. Give me this amount of money, and I'm gonna kick you this. Kick you a whole 9-piece. Went from 4.5. Now I'm gonna kick you a 9-piece. 9-piece is a quarter key, man. For y'all that's not, familiar with it or whatever. Kick you a quarter key, man. Just bring me X amount of dollars back. But it was still way below what anyone else would charge him. Next thing you know, Earth is all the way up. He's up. Now, he's not up, more than Big D, but he got his bread, man. He's sitting on some nice money. When I say nice money, street money, not corporate money or whatever. You sitting on 70, 80 bands. You done got out the basement. You got you a crib. You don't own it, but you got you a crib. You got you 2-3 whips. We roll tight whips every day. He got tight whips. He got jewelry. He got, it's the street shit, the ignorant shit. So you got guns and you got butter, man. And so he's coming up. The two of them maintain that beautiful, tight relationship. D tells him, come on up for the weekend, bro. We got such and such going on in Cleveland or whatever. Come on up. He comes up to the Earth, comes up or whatever. And they kicking it. First night, everything's beautiful. Everything's smooth, no problems. Earth got his girl. D got his girl. Everything's a, beautiful thing. The next night, Big D has like a little gathering at his crib. Man, Big D don't just let anybody come to his crib. Very, very closed. He's not allowing just anyone to come to his house, man. Goes to the crib. They kicking it or whatever. It's late. About 3 o'clock in the morning. At this point, it's only a few people there. like I said, you got Big D and his girl. You got Earth and his girl, and then it was another one of Big D's partners and his girl. Boom, door gets kicked in. Dude's trying to jack him. Infinite pause. Rob him. I shouldn't even said that. Let's rewind that. Matter of fact, double rewind. Matter of fact, triple rewind. Yeah, we gotta rewind that. I shouldn't have said dude trying to jack him. Dude trying to rob him. Crazy situation. Big D stays strapped. Earth Smith and Wesson never leave home without it. He don't give a damn if he's a felon. He don't give a damn if he's out of state. He don't give a nah, man. I never leave home without my shit. It's a motherfucking it's a gunfight. Big D ends up getting hit a couple times, but he survives. To the Earth, he done bucked. He done, you know what I'm saying? So the dudes that ran in, it was 3 dudes that ran in. Only 2 of them ran out. But the 2 that ran out, they got hit just as well. I don't know what the 3rd individual was doing. I gotta get out of here, man. You don't put yourself in this situation. I'm a felon. I'm out of state. I'm not even supposed to have no gun. I'm trying to get out of here. He's trying to get out. He's trying to make sure everybody's good. He's trying to make... Police come. They end up charging Big D. Even though they were the victims. End up charging Big D. And end up charging... Big D didn't actually have a gun on him because he got hit. But they still charged him anyway because of what they found. Earth had the gun on him. Like the police just ran up on him and he had the gun on him and he couldn't really, the way that it happened, they put up on him so swift and so slick he couldn't. So here it is. I'm in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Convicted felon. My third felony. Take me to the jail, the precinct, or whatever they may call it respectfully in Ohio. I don't got nothing to say. He's seasoned. I don't got nothing to say, man. Big D seasoned. I don't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say? So basically, you're just gonna go down and do a life sentence. You know, this is Ohio. This ain't Kentucky. You know, they knew he's from Kentucky. This ain't Kentucky. They got parole in Kentucky. We don't got parole here in Ohio like that. And I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Give me a lawyer, man. The best thing anybody can ever say in life, man. Give me an attorney. Don't try to talk your way out of an interrogation room. Guess what you're gonna do? Talk yourself into more years by trying to talk to them detectives. They ain't your friends. We trying to give you an opportunity to tell your side. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to... I ain't even gonna say what I really want to say because I am on YouTube. Y'all rock with me. They both kept it solid, man. The 3rd individual, man, he kept it. Nobody said nothing, man. When it was all said and done. Earth ended up getting like 12 years in Ohio. Got caught with the banger. Got caught with the blicky. Ain't nothing he could read. It's on him. Got caught red-handed. I don't remember exactly what prison. I want to say he was in Ross. Y'all dudes, women that's from Ohio, y'all let me know some of the roughest prisons in Ohio, but I want to say he was in Ross about 15 years ago. Things changed, but I want to say he was in Ross. He's surrounded by dudes that's from that area. Yeah, there's a couple Kentucky dudes there. You always gonna have some Kentucky dudes, or, you know, because it's within the region. Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Like it's not far. So you're gonna have, but that don't mean that the Kentucky dudes that's in there is solid. You caught with a gun, firing at people, whatever, shooting at people, wanting endangerment, attempted murder, whatever they charged him with. You're going to maybe not maximum, but you're not going to minimum. You're not going to camps. I don't know how Ohio prison systems are. But you're going with the lions, tigers, bears, goons, and gorillas are. Hyenas. Yeah. Think about Earth, he's built for it. Problem is his strength in numbers. You don't know a lot of these cats up here, man. He don't know, and this is his mind frame. This is his frame of thought when he's going into the prison. Like, man, I don't even know these dudes, man. The thing about solid people is this, and I often talk about Christian County. Shout out to Christian County, Hoptown 270. The whole western part of Kentucky, man. People often use logic. Now, sometimes don't. People don't. Because you got certain gangs, it's strength in numbers always. And so you got certain gangs, which I'm not going to call them out, but they say, okay, well, it's only 7 of them, but it's 40 of us. So we can go dominate. We know that they're not from here. So we're going to go, use our numbers to our advantage and take advantage. But everybody don't think like that. I'm just not going to call out the gangs. But if you know, you know. Shout out to the 5. If you know, you know. Shout out to my homie Skull, man. Kenneth Anderson, a.k.a. Skull. General, Vice Lord. R.I.P., man. 5-star general. It was one of those things where you got to tread lightly. You got to kind of walk on eggshells, but you got to still stand your ground. Stories like this hit the news, so people often know exactly what you in there for. Earth was in there. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of dudes from Kentucky. The majority of dudes in there was from Ohio. They knew who he was. It was on the news. Now, everybody, it's not like he hit the prison yard and, oh, man, the Earth is here. It wasn't one of those, ordeals. People knew who he was. Certain people knew who he was. The important people on the yard knew who he was. Earth is trying to bid. He's trying to, get into his bid. I got to do 12 years. I don't remember. He didn't have to do the whole 12 years, but I know he had to do like a significant portion of that 12 years. I just don't remember what the Ohio parole system. I don't even think they had parole, but I still think you can get out a little early. He'd already sit in the county jail for 1.5 years, 2 years. He's on the yard. He's still, Earth is still Earth. Whooped a couple motherfuckers. So he was gaining respect on the yard, man, because he didn't have the Earth that we knew in Kentucky and Lexington, they didn't know nothing about that. So he had to lay hands on a couple dudes that ran up on him. And he was gaining respect on the yard. Earth loved to gamble. He loved to play them parlay tickets. In prison, parlay tickets is probably the biggest, besides like drugs. Gambling is the biggest money maker, if you will, on the prison yard. You the houseman, several different housemen, because there's several different people in prison, several thousands of people in prison. So you're not gonna just have one houseman that's running the whole prison yard as far as the picks and the games and the bets. It's starting to rain, y'all, so I gotta roll my windows up. Earth would play, he would win a little bit of money, he would lose. He had people that was looking out for him. Earth had a woman that was in his corner, and she was ride or die. Do you want to ride or die? La da 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 da. Come with me, Hail Mary. She was ride or die, man. Loved his dirty draws, would drink his bath water, but he would do the same for her. Y'all rock with it. Ain't no killer, but don't push me. Make sure he was good. He still went to the chow hall on the days that he wanted to go to the chow hall. If it was liver day, or if it was bean day, or if it was, he's not going. But he lived the way that he lived pretty good in the penitentiary. But it's nothing like being free. A couple dudes ran up on him before trying to take his commissary bag. Beat him to death, man. Beat him to death, man. 5'11". That's what happens when you run up on a dude that's 5'11". He finally had a day to where this day was his day. Earth hit the ticket man for like $465. He had bet like 18 parlay. For y'all that don't know anything about gambling, means I'm gonna bet on 8 teams, and if all 8 teams win and they cover that spread means like for instance, the Lakers played Minnesota last night. The spread was 6 points, meaning that the Lakers had to win by at least 7. Lakers was 6-point favorites, meaning they had to win by at least 7. Or you can take Minnesota, meaning that even if they lost, they wouldn't lose by more than 6 points. That's what the spread means. He hit like an 8-teamer, man. And the amount of money that he put on it, I said he had 450, 460, whatever. I said damn near $500 that was supposed to come back to him. It's a joyous day. It's a joyous day. Let the angels sing, and we're together. Y'all rock with me. You got a thing, hey, I can't let you slip away. Go outside, it's raining. Let it snow, let it snow, let it rain, let it snow. Outside it's cold, but the fire's blazing, so baby, let it snow. Yeah, let it snow, but we gonna interject, if you will. We gonna substitute, let it rain, man. It's time to rain. Gonna make it rain, man. I just won $500 damn near off the ticket man. See, the ticket man makes a killing in prison, man. But everybody can't be a ticket man. You got to be a soldier, man. Big Mango, man. Like I said, it was several ticket men, but Big Mango, you know, he was a made man. He from the area, Ohio. He ain't even really that big in stature, but he's big with as far as his money's long. Mango's black dude, got dreads. Light-skinned dude. Well, he ain't even light-skinned. Caramel complected dude. Mango probably only weighed, well, I ain't gonna say only, probably about 185, 190. Probably 6'1". I know you all was gonna say that, you all thought that I was gonna say that Big Mango was 5'11", but no. Everybody can't be 5'11". Even though I'm clearly contradicting myself, and clearly it's oxymoron, because I'm saying the whole world is 5'11", but then I'm saying everybody can't be 5'11". Mango wasn't 5'11". He's about 6'1". He wasn't really big in stature. He used to hoop all the time, man. Like, he loved to hoop. And Mango had been on First 48, man. Keeping it real, keeping it solid. So he had a whole lot of soldiers around him. You couldn't even get to this fool, man. Like, literally, like on the penitentiary movies, to where you couldn't get to him. Man, I want to talk to Mango, man. You gonna get split. Hold on, man. Let him through. One of them type to where when you walk in his cell, man, you know, he got the typewriter or the computer, the laptop, or he got the cell phones, or he got the beads hanging up or whatever. You know, like Dante from the Dante Show Network. That's how he was living in prison. Shout out to Dante, man. I called you yesterday, fool. Thing about like a parlay ticket in prison, when you win, let's just say it's a Sunday. If all of the games that you bet, because you got Monday Night Football, so let's just say football season, and all of the tickets that you played or all the games that you gambled on, you didn't have the Monday night game. You're supposed to get paid either that day, well, probably the next day, because by the time the last game ends, you're supposed to get paid. Next day came, that Monday came. I need my 500. Now, you got different denominations. You can give it to me in commissary, or you can have your people send it to me. I prefer you send it to me on my books, money order, credit card, debit card. I prefer the money go to my books. Or you can send maybe, you know, give me 200 in commissary and then the rest on my books, however you want to do it. But I need that bread. I need that Skrilla, man. Next day comes, he's waiting to get his money. Same way he didn't already, because like when you bet on the game, you have to they have runners. So Mango would have individuals that, okay, you may have X amount of runners. Okay, I want to bet 40 on the game. Well, he's going to send this runner to collect the $40 worth of commissary, merchandise. You want to give him something that's relatively small, because you got yard dogs that'll pat you down and see if you carrying anything on you. So stamps was real big back then. You know, just small stuff. But if you're in the same dorm, it's a lot easier, because I can take you big bags of cheese puffs and tuna pouches and chili, and because we're in the same dorm, it's not hard to hide. You don't even have to hide. You just walk it right over. But if you're not in the same dorm, now it gets a little bit more dangerous. Every single time I done lost, you already have my money. Every single time that I won, I've been paid out, but it's never been this amount. I may have won $15, $20, $30, $40, $50. Now we talking about $500. Talking about $500 in a joint, man. Monday comes. Earth ain't heard nothing. We have 48 minutes, so guess what? There will be a part 2. There'll be a part 2. And I'm coming back to back with this part 2, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with this cliffhanger. It's Monday. Monday is past, actually. To the Earth is owed $500. You got my $500? I just can't fight no more, Mr. Show Candy. Don't you go playing with my soft heart. I know, sir. I paid $500 for 5 fights. And I won every last one of them, sir. Yeah, you did. But the last one, you kind of teetered between winning and losing. I just can't do it no more, Mr. Show Candy. Anybody gonna give me my $500? I will. You will? But y'all know exactly. If y'all don't know, it's from the movie Django. If you know, you know. Let you know exactly what happened. That entire Monday went past. and that $500 was not paid. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. Anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Gotta make sure y'all tune in, because part two is gonna blow your mind, man. 500, man, in the joint, in the Jake. It's a lot of bread. It's a lot of money out here on the streets. But 500 in the joint, you will lose your whole life, and your family may lose their lives. Not condoning it. But you run up on the wrong person, or you mess with the wrong person, you're gonna deal with some hellified consequences. This ain't the movies. You're gonna deal with some hellified consequences. Real Kens TV.